back, pleasant participants, to our final session of our webinar series. Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development, who have brought all of us for the Faculty Develop program on technology enhanced English language learning and teaching, web tools for teaching and learning English language and literature. Today's session will be on the role of technology in inclusive education by Dr. G. Victoria Naomi. Now, let us have the pleasure of listening to the opening remarks. May I request Ms. Irene Fatima Naushin, Assistant Professor of the PG Department of English of SDNB Vaishnav College, to deliver the welcome address and introduce our resource person for today's afternoon session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rose. Good afternoon and welcome again. Our next speaker is an inspiring visionary, distinguished scholar, and an amazing teacher. Dr. G. Victoria Naomi, Professor and Head of the Department of Special Education, Avinash Likap Institute of Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore, is a teacher devoted to special education for 35 years. In addition to being the research guide to MPhil and PhD students, she has published 11 books, contributed to 9 book chapters, and worked on 29 journals, published research papers on education and disability. Her passionate commitment to create new paths in special education covers her works on 6 funded projects, including her current project on development of accessible website for persons with disabilities. She has most deservedly received many prestigious awards, and she is also a member in many academic bodies of various universities. She continues to constantly keep abreast of current trends in the field of education by participating in many orientation or refresher courses, and has organized and participated in many conferences close to her admired fields of study. Here to help us understand the role of technology in inclusive education, Dr. G. Victoria Naomi. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon to all of you. Thank you, Fatima, for your kind words about me. At the outset, I would like to thank the authorities of the Institute, and I owe my gratitude to the principal, Dr. Geeta, for giving me this opportunity. Am I audible? Fatima, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I have a small problem with my throat. I'm checking with that. My sincere thanks to the coordinators, 3 coordinators, Miss Kartika, Miss Archana, and Fatima Hussain. I am really happy to be with you, part of this program being organized by a Women Institute, which is the first institute in the Kanjipuram district. I am also representing a Women Institute. I am so happy we are in a similar wavelength. And coming to this, our technology, role of technology. Role of assistive technology for educational inclusion. Can you all see the slide? Yeah. Can you slide this? Okay, 1 minute. No, there are
Yes, ma'am, we see it now.
Oh.
We see it now, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Okay. Can you see the slides? Can you see the slide? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
Okay, about inclusion. Now about inclusion. What is inclusion? Helping all students succeed. Children that learn together, they live together. Inclusion is all children should succeed, not the only high achiever or the other students who are from a good family background. All children should succeed, be it any background. That is inclusion. Children that learn together, they learn to live together. This is the concept of inclusion. Inclusion is not just placing the students with disabilities in a mainstream school. It is the idea of embracing the diversity. Diversity is the reality of today. Therefore, each child is unique learner. Each child is a unique learner. Who are today's students? Can you tell who are today's students? Who are they collectively? Whether you take it as a group or you take it as individuals. Who are they? There is only one answer for today's students. They are diverse. Students are diverse. That is the only answer in today's scenario. Can you respond to these learning needs of the students? See, this picture shows 5 students sitting in a different positions. No one is sitting in a similar position.
Excuse
Ma'am,
me,
sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Sorry to
tell me.
interrupt.
Yeah.
Your slides are not moving, ma'am. You're still in the first slide. You're
Oh,
able to
I am sorry. 1 minute. Because I have a lot of pictures. So I would like to finish it off. Slides move agale par. Can you see the slides now?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you see the next slide? Can you? Can you see the slides? This slide?
We see the 5th slide, ma'am.
Diverse, no? This tell
How-
about diverse.
How have you responded to the learning needs of your students?
Okay. Now here this slide. Okay. How do you respond to these learning needs of your students? Because you see the 5 students sitting and all are sitting in a different positions. Can all they in the same position, in similar position? Likewise, our learning also in a different way. So how do you respond to the learning needs of all these students? Can you see the slides? If the shoe fits, can you see, students?
Ma'am, can you put it in slideshow mode, ma'am?
Yeah, it is on slideshow mode only. 1 minute.
Because the slides are not moving. Yes, ma'am. Now it's okay.
Now it is okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the shoes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, there are different types of shoes. So everyone, each one needs different types of shoes. One shoe will not fit for everyone. In a similar way, one teaching method will not suit all children. They need differentiated instruction to suit. So inclusion is diversity. Inclusion is welcoming, educating, collaborating, and designing. We have to welcome the diversity. We have to educate the diverse students. We have to have collaboration between various stakeholders, and we have to design teaching methods according to the needs of the students. The US Supreme Court declared, or even India also, public education is a right which must be made available to all on equal terms. So education should be the equal right. It should be provided on equal terms to anyone, to all in inverted quotes, to all students, it should be equal. So what are the big barriers in education? Before coming to the technology, what are the big barriers for inclusive education? See these two diagrams. One is with a wheelchair. A wheelchair user, he cannot move in the stairs. He cannot climb the stairs. So he has come to up to this point. Now he stops. Similarly, the right side of the diagram, this is a big post office in the United States, very famous landmark of the New York. But see the steps here. Now they have constructed something. See the steps. In that landmark post office, only the able-bodied can climb. Not all cannot climb on it. So this is the major physical barriers for anything to include the disabled person in the community. Can you see the slides? I'm just checking out. Can you see the slides? Hello? Hello?
Yes,
Ma'am, it is still in that shoe, ma'am.
We're still in the show. What is
Yes, ma'am.
happening? Ayo, what is happening now? Can you see?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, if there is any technical errors from your side, you can also share the slides with us, I mean PPT with
Yeah,
us.
I will
We can
share
also
it.
share.
Yeah.
And
No,
as you say,
yeah,
we will also move the slides,
Yeah,
ma'am, with
please,
your
please.
instructions.
Yeah, please 1 minute wait. I can share it with you.
Sure.
I can
ma'am.
share my slides with you.
Okay, ma'am.
என்னம்மா வேலை செய்யுது?
Ma'am, you have the mail ID, no, ma'am?
I shared the slides. Can you see? Kartika?
Yeah, the slide is big barriers to inclusive classrooms, ma'am.
No.
We
Yeah.
see that slide only.
Big barriers, na?
Ma'am, you have shared it in mail, ma'am. I will start sharing.
I sent the mail to you.
Yeah. 1 second, ma'am. Nausheen, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. I am not able to share the screen. It's saying your host has disabled you from sharing. I have sent it to your mail ID, ma'am. Yours and Archana, ma'am. Can you see whether you can share it?
Okay, I'll check now, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, can you see the slides now? This is Archana here.
Yeah, I can see. You
Okay, ma'am.
that
Role
how
of inclusive.
yeah, just scroll it. Just scroll it some more.
Okay, ma'am.
One
Okay,
more.
ma'am.
More. Okay. Diverse.
ma'am.
Okay. One more. After show you can go.
Okay, ma'am. This one now?
Yeah.
Um,
This big barriers to inclusive class.
Okay. Is this the one, ma'am?
Yeah. This is the one.
Okay, ma'am.
Now can
As
you
you
hear?
say,
Yeah,
as you say, I will share. I will change
yeah.
the slides.
Okay. So there's a physical barrier for inclusive education. Physical barrier for inclusive education. You see the two diagrams, One is the person who is movement impaired. He cannot go ahead because if the stats are there. And another picture is the landmark building in the New York, in the United States. But this building is also not accessible to the disabled persons. Because of the physical barriers, this is the biggest barrier for them to include it. Go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Now you see this. This is the ramp. A small, simple ramp is constructed. With that ramp, any wheelchair can use it. So this is important. Go to next slide. And this is rails, ramp with rails. So they can hold on the rail and they can move it. Any person, elderly person, visually impaired person, or anybody can slide show. So any person can walk in that. Next slide. This is accessible toilet. The movement impaired persons are not, the physically disabled persons are not coming to the education program because they don't have the accessible toilet. This toilet is automatic. They can come with a wheelchair and they can use the things, and everything's water spout. Everything is automatic. Flushing, everything is automatic, remote controlled. Automatic with the sensors. If there is a toilet available, they can also part of the educational programs. Next, please. Next, please. Next.
Yes, ma'am.
Next slide. Am I audible at least to some extent?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're very much audible.
Okay. So this is, what is the big barrier? Apart from the physical barrier, they have the curricular barrier. Next, 13th slide. I would like to have 13th slide. Slide 13.
Archana ma'am, can you change the slide? Next slide.
Yes, ma'am. I have changed it. What is wrong with this picture?
No problem. Still in 12th slide, ma'am.
1 second. Let me check, ma'am.
Today being holiday at all technical persons, nobody is here. I am just about that.
Ma'am, are you able to see the slide now?
Okay, this you can see. Yeah. What is wrong with this picture? No. What is wrong with this picture? Because, can you see the slide? What is wrong with this picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, here, there are so many different learners. This picture indicates different learners. But the question is, please climb the tree. One single question for all of the learners. How do they go? Similar way, our question pattern, our teaching method is also only one method, oral method or something, some method. We are not addressing the needs of each learner. So one question will ask all children, and that is why the children are failing in that, and we couldn't catch them. So there should be differentiated instruction in teaching. Next slide. And what is the solution for that? What is the solution for that? So it is the assisted technology. Technology is the solution for inclusion of persons with disabilities. What is assisted technology? It gives effective supplement for remediation and compensation for persons with disabilities. Next slide. These are some of the assisted technologies for them. Reading, writing devices, little bit adapted or kind of digital kind of things adapted to the children or students with disabilities. Next slide. Next slide. Oh, this is a low tech. This is a large for persons with low vision. This is a large print book. This is a large notebooks, large lined notebook, and also a digital watch, a kind of fluorescent pen. These things can be, though it is low tech, it has great impact to the students. Next slide. And this is the assisted mobility. For students with mobility in the classroom to sit, they need an adapted mobility chair. The chair should be lower to the level of the students. A wheelchair should be available in the school, or at least one wheelchair should be available in any education institutions for the students to work on that. Unless we provide this kind of mobility technological devices, the students, the sizable population of the students cannot come into the educational portal. Next slide. And this is the writing devices for the cerebral palsy children, those who have difficulty in fingers, those who have low vision. How do they write? The first one is the reading slit. The first is the blue color reading slit. This will be help them to write online. Second is the children who is not able to use the pen. Some adaptation is done with the pencil. How do they hooked the pencil with that thing and they can write it. And there are various type of devices, pencils, various type of adaptation have been made in the pencils for the children to use it. And this is one of the, another one is like a ball kind of things. Those who are not able to hold small things, gross motor difficulty. So they have kind of ball pencil, put it in the, insert it into the ball and they can use it. And another, there is one keyboard. This is a braille keyboard, useful for the visually impaired students. Next slide. And keyboard adaptation is the major thing. Keyboard adaptation. For one hand, there are so many students with one hand. One hand students, what we are going to use, one hand keyboard is available. That one hand keyboard should be used for the students. If they are able to use only right hand, they should have the right keyboard. When they are able to use only left hand, they can use the left hand keyboard. And there is an operation. Small number, minimum keys are used in that. In that there is an operation of the system is there. With that one hand keyboard, they can use. And another keyboard is sticky keys. Microsoft Windows are accessible for the sticky keyboards. When we install this in the already available sticky keyboards, available keyboard, they can use it. They can use only one finger. Instead of having to press Control Alt Delete at the same time, they can press each key separately. Control, then Alt, then Delete. They separately they delete it, they do it, and they perform the same function. Suppose they want to use Control S for save. Only one key is here possible for them. When they use yes, it will give save option. It will give save. It will give the save option, they can save it. Now, these kind of keys are available, easily available. Microsoft has all access to such kind of keys. So that can be used by the students. Next slide. These are the reading devices for the low vision students. Magnifiers are available. Large, different types of magnifiers. Sheet magnifiers, illuminated magnifiers, digital magnifiers, magnifier with the illumination, all types of magnifiers are available. Computer assisted magnifiers. Computer itself it is installed. Magnifying devices, they can use different types of magnifying devices. Next slide. Assistive technology for the visually. You might have known JAWS, job access with speech, screen reading software. Whatever it is on the screen, it will be read. Whatever it is on the screen, that is job. That's a type of screen reader. So what is on the screen, it is read for the visually impaired students. Next slide. This is simultaneously a visually impaired student can use braille. What is on the screen simultaneously appear on the braille. There is a one braille. This is the student is touching. This is called refreshable braille display. What is on the screen? Suppose you are reading a poem. Poem cannot be read, cannot be listened, cannot be listened to. It cannot be heard. We want to read it. So in order to read such kind of things, whatever it is on the screen, it is also simultaneously displayed in braille in the form of visual refreshable braille display. So there is a device called Seeker Braille. Seeker Braille display. With that braille display, they can use it both hearing and touching simultaneously. Next slide. And this is a read easy move. This is a kind of device, reading device. A scanner is attached to that. The book can be scanned. Whatever it is kept below there's a camera. When the book is kept below the device, it will take the picture, capture the picture of this at a one go. It will capture the picture of the page and will go to the computer screen and it will start reading it. So this is a really easy move. This is very much useful to the persons with disabilities. And we have set up a library. In the library, we have got all facilities for the students to come and learn. Refreshable braille display, read easy move, magnifiers, wheelchairs, everything is available. Dragon, naturally speaking, what is spoken, it is here. It will be seen in a printed format. Like that, we have all facilities in our library. Next slide. So this is the screen magnifier. The closed circuit television, the student is seeing that. Suppose you want to see the life and motion of an ant. For example, life and motion of an ant. The low vision person cannot see it. So they can keep it in the CCTV. This is a kind of camera attached. It can magnify to 75 times. It can magnify the letter or any item placed under it. It can magnify to 75 times larger than that. So they can view it, print or anything, any diagram, they can see it and bring it to that. Then next slide. Assistive technology. Because we are providing all the facilities to the visually impaired students, they write the exams on their own. They write the exams on their own. We just upload the questions in the computer. When the exam starts, before 5 minutes, teachers will collect the question paper from the concerned teacher and they upload it. And the student will come to the exam hall and they can keep the headphone and they write. Nothing is in the laptop. Only question paper is there and he has to type it and he can email the answers get to the concerned teacher. This is the independent kind of exam writing. The next is the braille embosser. This is the braille embosser. They have the embosser here. They come to the department and they take, they print out. They can make a type. The printout can be converted into braille printout. They can take a braille printout and go to the classroom. Sorry, whatever kind of material they need, They come, type it. There is a software available. That software will make the print into braille, braille into print, vice versa. They take it and they get print out and they go independently and they use the learning material. Next slide. So this is the kind of technology available. How the assistive technology helpful for the visually impaired or any disabled students in the educational program. It gives advanced. There are so many technology available in the today's context, and it gives them self-confidence. Students can better reach their potential. It can help them be more independent. It makes the curriculum available to all persons, and technology can boost engagement among users. And I am going to share 3 minutes video to you. Next is the video. It's just to see how the technology is useful for the students. Go to the video. Divyanjan video. Put it.
Ma'am, but we only have this word. There is no video attached to this, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Ma'am, Asna ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
1 minute, ma. 1 minute, ma. I'll set the screen.
Okay, okay.
Ma'am, I have sent a video. I mean, ma'am has sent a video now, but that's a very large file. I'm not able to download it. I have sent it to you, ma'am. Can you download and share it there, ma'am?
Yeah, share.
Ma'am can continue right now, but once that is downloaded, we can do that. I have sent it both to you and Nausheen, ma'am.
From your side, you download it. From your side, you do it.
From my side, I'm not able to download, ma'am. It is still downloading.
Yeah. Can I wait or I do it?
Ma'am, you go ahead, ma'am. Once it's downloaded, I'll inform you, ma'am.
Okay. Only 2 slides after video.
Ma'am, I have
downloaded, ma'am.
access for the video, ma'am. It is, yeah, for the video, it is asking for request access.
Okay, reporting in the video. Wait, ma. We'll do it here. One second.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see the video? Nikhil.
No, ma'am.
We are able to see that downloads.
Downloads, ma'am. I think you have to click it, ma'am.
Yeah, we are also doing from our side. It is only 3 minutes video, and another 2 minutes I'll take and finish it off.
Okay.
அந்த ஸ்லைட்ல இருந்தே போமா அந்த ஸ்லைட் ஷேர்ல இருக்குல்ல அதுலயே போறியா Can you see now?
No, ma'am.
Ayyo. Nee. Okay. Can you see?
Ma'am, we can only see a list of files. Divyanjan final out. That is the first file that we are able to see. Maybe if you click that,
I'm
it may
clicking
open.
it.
You have to click that.
We are clicking it only. My assistant is doing this.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Maybe because of some technical error.
PPT club first. PPT club. Can you see? Otherwise, I'll close it up. I'll send it to you later on.
We only see a blank page now, ma'am.
Blank page.
Blank. It is very blank.
I was sent it. Beautiful video to you. Anyway, I'll explain this one.
Maybe if you could share it, ma'am, we can share with our
We can
participants
share.
later also. If
After
there
later
is.
on. Already shared. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Go to the
thank
next
you.
slide. No, go to the next slide.
Archana ma'am.
So this video is about how we are offering, our university is offering education, starting from physical accessibility to other accessibility, print accessibility, library accessibility, the environmental barriers, how we remove the environmental barriers, how the students are studying in this, how the disabled students are studying using technology and all. This is about the video. So finally, what I am trying to say is, about the barriers. Barriers is behind the mindset of the people. Barriers are only the mindset of the people, not with the disabled persons. So to construct barrier-free environment, to construct all kind of things, we need only 2% of the building cost. Suppose the building is we are constructing with 20 lakh rupee or 10 lakh rupee. We have to spend only 20,000 rupee for them, for the disabled person, for their accessibility, for their physical accessibility. We have to do that. Only 2% of the total cost will be required to construct the campus barrier free. But our mindset will not allow to spend like that. This is the major problem of the society. That is why disabled persons are away from the even still, in spite of all the legal sanctity, legal provisions, legislations, stringent laws, they are not included in our society. Next slide. So, what is that? What is today? The world is running because of the differences. This is the idea you should have. The world runs, or world exists because of the differences. Without differences, world will not exist. For example, in a 12th grade, for instance, you take 12th grade students. All the students are getting 198, 195, 192. Will it be helpful for the government to allocate students? Not at all. All the students are coming in this straight line. All the marks will go on the straight line. You can't do anything. There should be high achiever. There should be low achiever. There are mediocres. So in every family, everywhere, all the things should be on the normal probability. Unless anything is not anything is not in the normal probability, unless it is not in the normal probability, you cannot run any program, anything. So everything should be always in the normal probability. So because of the differences, somebody is disabled, somebody is normal, somebody is visually, someone is visually impaired, someone is normal, someone is movement impaired, someone is normal, someone is hearing impaired, someone is normal, someone is tall, someone it is short, someone is black, someone is fair. Because of the differences only world exist. We should understand this. So we should welcome the differences. So disability is one of the deviations in the society. We should welcome them. Even technology comes, everything comes. You have learned so many things. But unless you keep in your mind something I should do, I am a normal person now, I got to do something to the society. When you think of this only, you can cater to the needs of the disabled person. Unless the mindset changes, you cannot do anything. So with this note, I would like to conclude my session. Thank you once again for the opportunity given. Thank you, the coordinators, for the opportunity given to me. Thank you very much. Thank you, participants, for kind attention. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for that enlightening presentation. Our dear participants, your questions will now be entertained by the speaker. Please type your questions in the chat box.
Chat box, huh?
Rose, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I will share the screen. You tell me whether it is visible.
Okay, ma'am.
If there is no question?
Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Are you able to see the video?
No, ma'am. We can see the downloads.
Oh, great.
This is a good video. I thought I can share this, how we are doing this, our promotion of higher education for persons with disabilities in our institute. I thought I can cut it for 37 minutes video. I thought I can cut it for 3 minutes. Today, no technical person is available. I thought she can do it, and she couldn't do it. Any question?
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Takshara.
Mm.
Ma'am, I have this doubt. Like
Mm.
you told about assistive technology, right, ma'am? So,
Mhm.
can it be accessible to all the child out there?
Yeah, anyway,
What is
anyway. Yeah, tell me. Proceed.
Yes, ma'am. Like
Assistive technology is
will it
series of,
depend?
yeah, tell me.
Will it depend on the economic crisis, or are there any barriers to it? Like, can students?
Yeah.
Everyone can everyone attend? Like, can
Yeah.
everyone use it?
Yeah, it is a very nice question. A series of technology is available, but they should know how to use it. Application part, they should use it. The Android phone has many features to accommodate any technology. Suppose a visually impaired person, you won't see the color of your saree. If you hold that mobile phone, there is an application. He will say black, red, blue. If you want to detect the money, if the hold the smartphone, it will detect it. Lot of technology, free sources are open source technologies are available. But thing is, you should know what are the technology available. Series of technology available, then how it is useful, to whom it is useful. This is a set program. Selection of technology, the environment, and the tools, appropriate tools used for the particular person. But technology is available, open sources. There are low tech, medium tech, and high technology. All the technologies are useful. Even low technology is also very much useful to the students. So we should know what are the technologies are available and for which disability it is available and how to use it. Have I answered? Have I
Yes,
answered?
ma'am. Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Also, apart from assistive technology, what do you think is the solution for breaking all these barriers, ma'am?
Mindset. I told you, mindset of the society should change. Even we say disabled person, not excluding. One of the deviations in the community. I told you, one of the deviations because you are normal, I am disabled. Because you are normal, I am physically disabled. Because you are normal, I am visually impaired. World exists because of the differences. Without difference, world will not exist. So we should welcome differences. We should welcome diversity. We should embrace diversity. We should embrace differences. When you think there is one deviation, I am in a different deviation. When you think, your mindset says, see, India is we are habituated. When you go to, when I went to Australia for some time, I go long back, 20 years ago, there is one computer, specially designed computer for a particular person. This person has cerebral palsy, only one finger can use it. Her eyes will be go this side. Her point of fixation is only at this lateral part, upper lateral part. But for the particular person, they designed a computer for him. A chair is, the table is like that. His chair is according to him. Only one keyboard can be operated, one hand. Accordingly, they developed it. So he is working beautifully and he is earning on par with other persons. So it is all the mindset. You have to change. What is your name? The question you asked. What's your name?
Dakshara, ma'am.
Dakshara should change first. I should change. You should feel. I should change. Not me or somebody else. I should change. When you think, you can help the people. You can bring inclusion, intrusions. Government
Thank
is
you for your
giving.
beautiful answer.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, ma'am.
This is the video. This is they going to the lift. Accessible. Yeah. Accessible. You can stop it now. So once again, thank you very much. This is our institute. We give promotion of higher education for persons with disabilities for many years. Thank you once again for your kind attention, and also the person who screened the video, the technical person who do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
We want to express our deepest gratitude. Let me now invite Ms. Kartika, Assistant Professor of the PG Department of English, STNB Vaishnav College, to share a few words. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And I would like to start by thanking our college principal and the management and the other fellow staff members who have helped us in conducting a beautiful program like this. And I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to RGNIOD, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development, for giving us funds enough to conduct this kind of a program. And I would like to thank Dr. Victoria Naomi for accepting and consenting within a very short time and to give us a beautiful lecture today about inclusive education. Thank you so much, ma'am. It means a lot. And it was a very inspiring speech, I would say. And you did not talk about one particular disability. You talked about disability and education in context and what could be done and what are the assistive devices which is used by varied learners with disabilities. So it was amazing, and particularly the video that you shared also was very amazing. And I really admired the attitude with which you spoke. Generally, when people like me who are new to this field of disability and research in this particular field, we become very enthusiastic and we start looking at things, and then we start, this is not good, that is not good, why are they not looking at it in a particular way, why is not the government funding, and things like that. But whereas you tried saying that people are different, okay, and let's do what can be done. Let's start from our own self. So that's a beautiful answer. I really loved that about you, ma'am. And as a person, I don't know you in person, but I have heard about you a lot in the period of 17 years, I would say in 2000, 20 years. In 2002, I was introduced to your student, and through her, I got to know more about you as her school teacher. And then I know you have climbed so many ladders, and you are there in the top from being a school teacher to a university professor right now. So it was a great pleasure, ma'am, and thank you so much for considering our college and then considering our request and coming and delivering a lecture on this, because the focus on this particular last day of our faculty development program was inclusive education, and you summed it up beautifully for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yes, and thank you to the participants as well for being with us for all these 3 days and attending it. And of course, you would have found the difference in the last day alone, because the first 2 days was completely about technology and EMT, whereas in the third day, the department decided that we would be concentrating more on inclusive education. That's why you would have had 3 varied speakers speaking about accessible technology, assistive technology, and particularly about ability, okay, and language, okay, and a beautiful session about which Mr. Hemachandran gave us also gives that kind of a link between language and ability as well. So thank you one and all. Now you have a few instructions, and then we will move ahead. We will try winding up it being the last day as well. Thank you. Rose, you can continue, Rose.
Thank you, ma'am. We have been listening to eminent 9 speakers who deliberated in the area of technological interventions in educational practice. All these valuable insights gave us a new perspective that one should adopt in their teaching practice. Now I call upon the Association Secretary of MA English, Ms. Sheetal, and final year student of MA English, Ms. Srinidhi, to give their valuable feedback and report for the entire webinar session.
Am I visible and audible?
Yes, Sheetal. Yes.
Thank you, Rose. A very good afternoon to everyone. The Faculty Development Program on the subject Technology Enhanced English Language Learning and Teaching, hosted by Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Youth Development and Srimati Devkunwar Nanalal Bhatt Vaishnav College for Women, had very distinguished speakers and very appreciable and beneficial sessions. In the first session on the 10th of March, Dr. John Shekhar, a professor in Research Department of English at the American College in Madurai, presented a very detailed insight on technology-based alternative classroom for English studies. I had to underline his emphasis on the statement that technology can never replace teachers, but teachers without technology would be replaced. The session became interesting when he spoke about the marriage of traditional classes with online education and how this blended learning is time and cost effective. His focus on flipped learning and how it is necessary for a flexible learning environment indeed made me think that it is high time for digital outsiders to befriend the digital natives. I thank Dr. John Shekhar for his thorough information on the advantages and disadvantages of both online and offline learning and how its proper use can benefit the teachers and the students. The second session of the day was hosted by Dr. Sujata Priyadarshini, an assistant professor in the Department of English at Anna University in Chennai. I was totally engrossed with her flair on the subject of theoretical perspectives in using web tools for teaching English language and literature. I realized that teaching kids and holding on tight to their engagement levels can be challenging, and that is why web tools can come to our rescue. The session was highly relatable because of the real world and personal examples that ma'am gave us in order to use technology not just for the sake of its existence, but because the content demands its necessity. She also made use of many exercises for the audience to explore and interact with the subject very keenly. Her next session, titled Designing Teaching and Learning Materials and Activities Using Web Tools, shed light in implementing the use of websites to engage the students in a more creative way. She educated the participants regarding the use of web tools like Padlet, Quest Garden, Edpuzzle, etc. I'm very delighted and thankful to say that from Vocaro to Nearpod, the session was very interactive for me. In the second day of the faculty development program, Dr. Veena Selvam, assistant professor at Anna University in Chennai, spoke about blogging and how the process can be explored while writing. I was gripped with her interesting questions for us, and she also gave some of her personal examples, some of her personal experiences as examples to help us use blogging as a tool for writing. I was appalled to notice the difference in product approach and processed approach. She highlighted how blogging facilitates the processed approach and promotes motivation among the users. She shared contents from her experience to state the importance of revising ideas first and not structure or grammar of English language. I should thank Dr. Veena because by the end of her session, I was confident in my attitude towards writing. In the sixth session, Dr. K. Kantimati, Assistant Professor in Department of English at SGNB Vaishnav College for Women in Chennai, spoke about the web tools and how they can be used for a perfect pronunciation practice. This session became my most favorite the moment she used a very interesting poem to draw out the differences in pronunciation of the English words. She also adhered to the problems in pronunciation and gave us some very practical solutions to overcome them. I am sure that intelligible accent approach would be practical for me to use rather than trying the native accent, which is very impractical for a non-native speaker like me. My heartfelt thanks to ma'am for introducing us to web tools like Speeches, Youglish, and other interesting websites. They were very new to me, and I'm rightly influenced to use them very soon. I now request Srinidhi to take over the feedback. Thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you, Sheetal. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. This faculty development program on technology-enhanced English language learning and teaching, web tools for teaching and learning English language and literature, proved to be a great platform to explore and experiment with online resources, which could be especially used for English language learning. All of our resources aimed in providing us the knowledge that they had acquired through their experience all these years. Session 5 on advanced technology for effective teaching, addressed by Professor Dr. P. Beena, provided insights about unfamiliar tools that we could use for language teaching in familiar search engines like Google Chrome. The session highlighted the changing trends in technology and emphasized the significance of blended learning in the future. Our resource person stressed the significance of equity in a classroom atmosphere. A deep discussion on the usage of artificial intelligence, robotics, cloud computing, big data, and metaverse in education has paved way for the usage of essential tools in the English classroom. Dr. P. Beena's expertise in Google tools has helped the participants to unearth several supporting functions of Google, like Google Translator, Art and Culture, Google Docs, Google Sheets, and so on. Sessions of the third day threw light upon on educating the differently able learners in English language learning. Session 7, addressed by Dr. Hemachandran Kara on language and ability, provided a great conceptual clarity on the ability to communicate in a language. The resource person expanded on connectivity, capacity, and capability that serves as elements of ability in using the language. His effective interaction with the participants clearly described the ability of a learner to learn the language. His practical examples made the session interesting and more engaging. Eighth session, delivered by Dr. Lata Rajendran, conceptualized and emphasized the needs of students with hearing impairment. She stressed on the importance of developing the infrastructural facilities for the impaired learners in higher educational institutes and providing them equality in learning and testing. Our last session by Dr. Victoria Naomi spoke on the role of technology in inclusive education. Her insistence on the inclusion of differently able learners into the education system was much significant to the current education system. Last but not least, the organizing committee deserves a special appreciation for their seamless coordination and effective organization of the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheetal and Srinidhi. That was very beautiful. May I now request Ms. Archana, the head of the PG Department of English, to give the valedictory address. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Rose. Good evening to all the learned members of this meet. I feel honored and feel a sense of contentment in delivering this valedictory address on the occasion of this FDP. The FDP was hosted by the Postgraduate Department of English and sponsored by Rajiv Gandhi National Institute for Youth Development. This is a maiden attempt of our department and was organized with the purpose of furthering the digital knowledge of the teachers belonging to varied teaching backgrounds and to the postgraduate students who are aspirant to become teachers. When teaching has grown to be a challenging task in the pandemic world, globally, this FDP has truly warded off all the barriers in teaching of English language using various web tools. The access to and prudent use of these web tools could not have been achieved without the guidance of our able and accomplished speakers. Each of the sessions was unique by itself and has helped the participants to cater to the varied learning abilities of the students. A total of 80 interested members from other institutions from all over India had registered for the FDP, and we have recorded an active participation of 77 participants, including our own postgraduate students, for the 9 sessions conducted through 3 days from March 10th to March 12th, 2022. The participants were from diverse backgrounds, from college teachers to school teachers to research scholars to postgraduate students. I take this platform to express my thanks to Professor Sidnath Dev, the director of Rajiv Gandhi National Institute for Youth Development, for this opportunity, and Professor Vasanthi Rajendran and Sri David Paul, the training officers, for their support and guidance in conducting this program. Next, I place my gratitude to our Madam Principal, Dr. R. Geeta, for entrusting us with this huge responsibility. I extend my thanks to Dr. Sita Lakshmi and Dr. Mahishasura Mardini, Vice Principals of Self-Support Stream, for their support and encouragement. Special thanks to Dr. N. Mahadevi, NISTP Activity Coordinator of her institution, for her extraordinary energy and support towards the conduct of this FDP. I'm immensely thankful to all our resource people for their wholehearted sharing of their knowledge and expertise in an area of present relevance. Dr. John Shaker from American College, Dr. Sujata Priyadarshini from Anna University, Dr. Veena Selvam from Anna University, Dr. P. Veena from SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, Dr. K. Kantimati from SDNB Vaishnav College for Women, Dr. Hemachandran Kara from IIT Madras, Dr. Lata Rajendran, Principal, MGR Institute for Special Education and Research, and Dr. Victoria Naomi from Avinashi Lingam Institute for Home Science and Special Education, Coimbatore. They have successfully taken this FDP to a level of excellent skill development. I express my heartfelt thanks to all the speakers. The success of an event lies in the good teamwork, and I'm truly blessed to have such a spirited, young, and dynamic department with scholarly colleagues and enthusiastic students whose immense contribution has led to the success of this FDP. Ms. Hairun Fatima Nausheen's forefronted approach, meticulous planning, and professional dynamism has taken this program an edge ahead. Ms. J. Karthika, Assistant Professor of English of the PG Department, and the organizing secretary of this FDP, is the real warrior champion behind the planning and execution of this event. I appreciate her foresightedness in proposing as well as organizing a much needed FDP at this juncture. Ms. Rubini, Assistant Professor in the Postgraduate Department of English, despite being a new recruit, is commended for her contribution. Nonetheless, the coordination and the emceeing of all the sessions of the FDP by our dear first and second MA students has made the program genuinely youth-centric and fresh. My appreciations to Ms. N. Akshaya, Ms. Sheetal Mundra, Ms. Karishma, Ms. Srinidhi, Ms. Sanita Beryl, Ms. Soumya, Ms. Shri Takshara, Ms. Rose Esther, Ms. Paul and Christina of 2nd MA English, and Ms. Aishwarya and Ms. Jeffilda Esther of 1st MA English for taking forward the program on all the 3 days. Thank you, my dear students. I thank the ESRM technical team having on board Ms. Chitra, Ms. Jansi, and Ms. Ajita, and without them, the airing of this program through the Zoom platform, broadcasting it on YouTube Live, and overcoming all other practical difficulties would not have been possible. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants for their patience throughout the program and for maintaining the decorum of the virtual meet. Thank you, dear participants. I'm confident that this FDP will bring out a significant change in our teaching learning methodologies and will continue to propel the incorporation of new web tools and language teaching. I'm looking forward to meet you all in future in another educative endeavor. Thank you.
Thank you, Archana ma'am. Dear participants, you can now share your valuable feedback. The floor is now open. Kindly unmute yourself and share your feedback. Thank you.
Archana ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
You can give the instructions and maybe we can close the meet, ma'am.
Okay, a few set of instructions to the participants. The feedback link will be posted now for this session. You can fill that within few minutes. That is usual as expected of you, dear participants. But there will be another feedback link that will be posted sooner, or at least in the WhatsApp group. There is an overall feedback. That is a little lengthier, so you can take a day's time to fill that feedback. And the e-certificates, after compiling and organizing all these feedbacks and sending a report to the Rajiv Gandhi Youth Institute, we will be able to share your e-certificates within a matter of 15 to 20 days. The processing time is little, little higher because we need to organize and send these details. So you will take at least, it will take at least 15 to 20 days to receive your e-certificate. So kindly bear with us. And in case of any queries, you can always write to us. You can always get back to us through either through the WhatsApp number or through the mail. So thank you very much for your cooperation, participants. But that final feedback is very important. The overall feedback, which I mentioned, you can take a day's time because that is very, very essential for receiving your e-certificates along with the 9 sessions, along with the feedbacks of the 9 sessions. So thank you much for your cooperation.
Naushin, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you shared the feedback session, ma'am, for today's thing? For the
No,
afternoon session, hold on, we can share it right now, ma'am.
Yeah, you said you'll do it. Yeah,
Oh.
shall I share it now, ma'am? Should I?
Yes,
share it?
ma'am. Yeah, this is a different computer. I don't have it here.
Okay, I'll do it, ma'am.
Okay.
Participants, please wait. We'll share the feedback link for this session in the chat box in a short while. Please wait. Participants, the feedback link for this session, for the 9th session, has been shared here. You can start the feedback form. The participants can also unmute themselves, and if they are willing to share any feedback about the program or any suggestions, they can unmute and they can register here on this platform. Thank you.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, may I know that the final feedback form is shared here or in the WhatsApp group?
In the WhatsApp group, ma'am. We thought it would be much of confusion. So that is also important. So we thought we'll share this here, and the WhatsApp group will be sharing the final feedback form. After the program is over, we shall share it over there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Please do not exit the WhatsApp group, participants, until you finish finish filling that, submitting that feedback form, the overall feedback. Until then, please don't exit the WhatsApp group. Thank you.
Ma'am, may I come in for a while?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is Sehri Niaz from University of Kashmir. I'm working as a research scholar in the Department of English here. This gives me immense pleasure to say that the workshop that you conducted was really awesome. And I look forward to such workshops from your end. And I'm especially very thankful, and I should say that I'm really impressed by the way the state of Tamil Nadu especially is organizing such events. I'm always the one who joins in from wherever I get the information. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sharin Niaz, for your valuable comments. We appreciate your feedback and best wishes towards your research. We look forward to having you more on our sessions. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
And thank you. Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Thank you so much for organizing such a wonderful session, ma'am. It's very useful, informative for me. We learned about technology, then we learned many new literatures. That's very useful for me. Thanks for organizing, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, Madhu, ma'am. Thanks for joining with us, and we appreciate your valuable feedback. Looking forward to be associated in more such sessions. Thanks a lot, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
The participants are invited to place their suggestions as well as their feedback over this FTP. You're welcome, participants. You can unmute and register your thoughts here.
My thought is you have to conduct more like this session useful for us, ma'am. We are looking forward more session, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, definitely we'll arrange for many such sessions. Thank you.
Participants, you can all now leave the meet. Thank you.
Dear participants, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
We can end the meet here. Having completed the FDP, we can end the meet here. All of you can leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.